We've talked a lot about awakening that healer, but let's just go a little ways now into putting that healer to work. Our focus was, first, to come into the present moment, to be present, to set yourself free of the pulls and pushes of your imaginary past and future. Remember, the past is imaginary. The future is imaginary. Now is the only real time. Touch yourself, awaken that healer within by being open to the possibility of the positives, appreciating love, letting love into your life, letting love radiate, learning how to do all those things. It's mainly by being available. It's, in a sense, it's almost a not doing. You're already beautiful. And if you don't realize that, then there's dirt on your lens and you're hanging on to the dirt. Let it go. Now, what are we going to do that we have that healer? Well, we already have an image of ourselves in the future. And the image that you have of yourself may change. But whatever feels right to you in this moment, that's the image you see yourself moving toward. And so what you're doing is you're establishing a direction. No matter what's happened in the past, what's happened in the past is just steps on the path to where we want to go. So it's like I said, the economic crisis may be a gift. Maybe a gift. What woke me up in my life was in the 5th grade when I learned about Adolf Hitler and when I learned about what he really did. And I said, you got to be kidding me. That really happened? And people stood around and let that happen and participated? Something's wrong here. This does not make sense. There's something afoot in this world. I've got to figure it out. And that's when I started looking around going, whoa, it's everywhere. Or almost everywhere. I don't know, I guess if Hitler hadn't been there, I could have been another 5 or 10 or 15 years if I hadn't. I just picked up a book from the book report table, and it was a story, 5 Chimneys, the story of Auschwitz-Birkenau. You know, I could have picked up Nancy Drew instead. So you never know. You never know. If you identify with this life, you go down attached to the material universe. If you find a way to transcend it in a way that spiritually makes sense to you, then you have eternal life, because this is eternity now. Eternity isn't like coming next week or next month or in 100 years. To live in that eternal space, in that spiritual space, then what are those things that have inhibited us from being in that spiritual space? Now that I'm able to get myself emotionally, mentally, psychically there, and just the general freeing that does in sending music into my body, I want to do something more specific. So now we begin to use imagery that will focus this energy of the healer, this wisdom, this love, this power, focus it where it needs to be focused. Its purpose in focusing there is to create wholeness.